Welcome, everyone. It's 5:30, September 9th, and I call this meeting to order. So can we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? We're going to start the meeting off with the town manager's report. Nick?
Hi, folks. So I just have a few things to report. One, we've had some IT issues with Spectrum, our provider at the rec building. We have finally got internet back today. We're hoping it's for good, but we know that they've gone for a few weeks with really rough service there. So we hopefully got a positive route there. Brian and I have been tag teaming that issue. Maine Municipal Association's legal team got back to us and provided us with quite a few materials on the Hilton Bridge that Jason and I need to review further. That's a bit more complicated when it comes to an asset like this, but we did get a bunch of response to that, so we're going to work on that. The environmental assessment that we are doing for the HUD application to release those $3 million funds for the congressionally directed spending, we engaged Plymouth, if you remember from last meeting, Plymouth Engineering. We have about 3 weeks left on that, and then we're going to be able to submit that. So that's positive. Hopefully by the end of the month, we'll have that submitted, and we'll wait for the federal government to see what they say. It's all good. That's all I have.
All right, we're going to move on to department and committee reports. Gail?
I'm all set, thank you.
Okay. I see the chief's not here. How about Chief Ryan? All right. Well, Jason, you're up.
Sure. Thank you. How we doing? Yeah,
Good.
doing some paving. Madison Ave's getting some work done to it finally. Took us a little extra work to get them moving, but we're doing it. They're gonna put a base coat on it for the winter. They're gonna grind it all, and then they're gonna put a base coat on it for the winter and put it to bed for the winter, and they're gonna come back and put a finish coat on it in the spring. Our paving is underway. We've put in base coat down on our stuff right now. The boys are bringing up their manhole covers, and they're doing a hell of a job. They're working their butts off. We should be, I don't know, probably another 3-4 weeks. Should have everything paved on our end, and we'll be headed for winter, because it ain't gonna be long, but that's all I got.
Thank you, Jason. Cindy?
Just want to let everybody know we are registering for Household Hazardous Waste Day. We're all set up. All you got to do is call transfer station. If nobody answers, if we're running around like crazy, please just leave your name and number. I will get back to you. I have some flyers over here, shows everything that you can and can't bring during hazardous waste. It's going to be on October 4th. It's a Saturday. It will be set up differently this year. It actually will be set up within the transfer station. With Jason's new building, it just doesn't work down there anymore, so we're moving it up within the transfer station. It'll be the first year doing it, so if you can avoid bringing your regular trash on that Saturday or wait till afternoon time, that'd be great. But other than that, I also printed off some more of the list of all the recyclables that we take. So feel free to hand them out, your neighbors, anybody, because we're really making some good money on them right now. Whitney, love the picture. So anybody else wants to come take a picture with the mural, feel free. Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. Donnie?
Just to let everyone know that we'll be putting a pump in the Elm Street pump station on Thursday. We'll be shutting down Elm Street to local traffic only. It shouldn't interfere with anyone that lives on the street. And then we'll also be intermittently shutting down Pleasant Street, which is just above Elm Street. So there's 2 manholes that feed that station. We have to shut both manholes down. And hopefully, if everything goes right, we'll have the new pump into Elm Street by the end of the day Thursday. That's all I have for now.
Thank you, Donnie. Brian?
I'm all set, thank you.
Okay. I think that's it. Aaron's not here, right? All right, so we're going to move on.
I have one more.
Oh, hold on.
I did forget one thing. We hired a new executive secretary. She's in the back. Her name is Angel Aguirre, and she started Monday. So if you... No. So I'm excited to have her work for the town. And that's it. Oh, I guess, and thank you, Janet, for the whoopie pies. They were fantastic, which will... You'll see, help me make a decision that Whitney is going to come into here.
That's all it took, huh?
That's all it took. That was it.
You're welcome, Whitney.
Two or three of them.
I want one of those. All right, so I'm going to go to, excuse me, conflicts of interest. Amber?
I have 2. Is someone we will talk about tonight for the TIF committee who submitted an application. She works for me, Jen Olson, so I'll recuse myself from that vote. And also, there's $100 on the warrant that was paid to my business for a meal that we provided to a meeting.
Ethan?
I don't have any.
Kevin?
I have nothing.
Pleasure.
None for me tonight.
I have no conflicts. We're going to move on to select board items. Amber?
I think I just wanted to remind townspeople that the Skowhegan Farmers Market received an allocation of 250 senior farm shares this summer, which basically means if you are 60 years or older and meet income eligibility requirements, you get $50 worth of coupons redeemable at the farmers market on fruits and vegetables and seedlings and honey. We still have a fair number of those allotments available. So if you know of anyone in that category, 60 and older, and a resident of Maine, have them come on down to the farmers market. We've got plenty left.
Thank you, Amber. Ethan?
I'm all set, thank you.
Kevin?
Yes. Had an interaction with the police department over, well, it was a week ago, I guess now. There was a door left unlocked at my wife's place of business up at Height Ford, and her boss reached out and saw that if we would go up and take care of that for him, seeing how he was out of town. And I went up there and I met Shane Lay, which is one of the police officers, and we had a great exchange. He'd already been through the building and cleared it for us, and waited while we showed up with a key to lock the place up. So that was a great interaction. Another thing that was brought up to me also was there was a round-robin football game over at the rec department, and I guess there was just some porta potties there, and the bathrooms weren't open. Had a discussion and some email correspondence with the town manager and Denise, and for future reference, we just got to notify the people at the rec department, and they will make sure that they have somebody staffing the building and the bathrooms will be open. So that's pretty much cleared that out. That should be a one-time event for that particular thing. Just make sure you're communicating with the staff at the rec department. And that's all I've got.
Elijah?
That only reminds me that we have a whole bunch of student athletes out there that are starting their fall sports. So congrats to them for being on the teams and whatnot, and I look forward to watching them this fall. That's it.
Okay, well, for me, today's probably a very good day because it's been a long time coming, but we finally have a permanent town manager right here, Nick Nadeau. He's signed on. Thank you, Nick.
No speed.
No speech. Sir.
With that, we're going to move on to items by the public. Please step up to the microphone if you want to speak.
Yeah, that's been a sticking point for a lot of people that have been listening on YouTube. People haven't been coming up to the mic and they can't hear you, so please come up.
My first question is for the recycling center. I was there last week, and there's 3 shiny trailers on the property. What's the purpose of these trailers?
It's a secret.
Yeah, I figured that, yeah.
Those are 3 recycling trailers that we got from a grant. So we only had a 25% match for those. 2 of those trailers will be placed within town in locations, so people will be able to drop off their recycling 24/7 to those trailers. They're gonna hold cardboard, mixed paper, paper, any kind of paper products. One of them we are using currently when we do our recycling pickups with the schools, some businesses, which please, if you have a business and you're not recycling, reach out to me. Let me see how I can help you. We can set you up on a possible pickup schedule just to get that stuff out of the trash. The reason they're sitting there right now is because I have to get down to the DMV now to get them registered. We can't register them within town. We have to go down to Augusta to get the plates. So they will be placed.
What stomps the average person, I'm not gonna say like myself, I got a bag of trash, throw it in.
You can't fit it through the 4-inch slots. The door and the back end are locked, and there are 4-inch slots to slide your cardboard through and your paper through.
Thank you.
Yep.
Janet?
Janet Mayhew. I had my husband take me to the recycling place where Cindy works to deliver something. And I noticed that the sign outside, because I don't go there, that's his job. But the sign outside, you can barely read it. Is there a grant or anything that we could have a nicer sign? It's like all the other places in town have such a nice sign. Cindy deserves one. You gonna get one?
I was actually asked about that today by somebody else. The design is over at York Signs right now. He's working on a design and hopefully a really good price for us. And I hope to have that up before winter because that one is probably, 25 years old. Can barely read it. So all the designs, they're working on it at York Signs right now. Yeah.
Perfect.
Is there anybody who would like to speak? All right. We're now going to move on to the regular agenda. And the first item is a discussion and decision to accept the bid and approve the expenditure for sodium.
Hypochlorite.
1 second, Donnie. Just explain that we are tabling.
Okay. So we did have a presentation that was going to be from Bill Van Tyning regarding property value revaluations, but he was unable to make it tonight. So we're going to move on to the discussion with Donnie regarding the sodium hypochlorite from Harkus Chemicals in an amount not to exceed $27,180. The anticipated volume of 9,000 gallons at $3.02 a gallon. The expenditure will come from the Pollution Control Supplies chemical account.
I make a motion to approve as written.
Second?
Okay, I have a first from Ethan, a second from Kevin. Discussion. Donnie?
So this is also known as bleach. This is for our chlorination. We only had 2 vendors we had Monson and Harcross for the quote process. Only Harcross got back to us, but they are our current vendor for soda ash and sodium bisulfite, and they're right in Westbrook, so they treat us pretty good. They're local to Maine, so I didn't feel, maybe next year we can expand the quote process and try to get that 3, but for right now, they're giving us the same exact price as last year, and they're a great vendor, so I don't feel the huge urge to reopen the quote process for more vendors.
They deliver that right up here?
They do. It's a little scary, but it's a full-size truck full of bleach, but
And we have a container that will hold that much?
we do. We have 2,000-gallon tanks.
In layman's terms, what's the actual purpose of this?
So it's the chlorination is the final process of the treatment. So that's our contact tank. It's the final tank. And so the whole process is chemical free. It's a biomass. It's removing and altering the nutrients in the water. But then for the final step, that's where we test for E. coli. So we have 2 permit tests for the contact tank. One is E. coli and one is chlorine limit. So if you have too much chlorine, you'll violate, and if you don't have enough chlorine, you'll have high E. coli. And so E. coli is an indicator species for diseases from the human body. So we use the chlorination kills that last 10%. That can't be removed from the process.
This is the final stage before it gets
Yep.
to the river, so you can drink the water.
Yeah, so we have chlorination, we have dechlorination. So we need to maintain about 1.5 milligrams per liter in the beginning of the tank, and you need a detention time. So you need enough time and a strong enough dose to kill, so you're disinfecting, you're killing the bad stuff. So sanitizing, you're killing everything. Disinfecting, you're just killing a portion. So you need a strong enough dose at the beginning of the tank, and then at the end, you need to meet the state requirements of chlorine going into the river. So then we have another chemical called sodium bisulfite that dechlorinates. So we have chlorination and dechlorination, and that's for the disinfection process. It's your overview of.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah. No, and so there's a bunch of different ways to disinfect. Like we use bleach. Most people use bleach because it's cheap and effective, and cheap and effective wins all the time. So, but there's other things like your at-home air freshener has UV bulbs. That's the UV disinfection. So. You can do disinfection with ozone. You can do disinfection with UV. You can do disinfection with and then bleach is the most effective and cheapest.
All right, thank you, Donnie.
Thanks.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none? All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0.
Mr. Chairman, may I ask on the next item if we could take discussion before a motion and vote, and that way I can recuse myself from the vote?
Of course. So we'll have a discussion to appoint Jennifer Olson to the Downtown TIF Committee.
I just wanted to offer that as the chair of the Downtown TIF Advisory Committee, there are 2 available seats right now on that committee, and those seats are to represent certain kinds of bodies in town. So we have an available seat for someone representing a local business in the downtown district. We have an available seat for the Chamber of Commerce right now that's open. So I did do some work in between meetings to put notices out and ask people to spread the word that those 2 seats were available and to please send in interest. Brian received 1 interest from Jennifer Olson, who recently took a job with us at the Skowhegan Beer Garden. She's also on the Coburn Park Commission. She is a former Main Street director. She's on the Sidewalk Committee. She's had a lot of involvement here in town. The reason why I wanted to get ahead of this vote is that we also have some expressed interest from the chamber and a unanimous nomination of Luke York to fill the chamber seat, although he did not have time to get his application in. That is not necessarily, correct me if I'm wrong, a reason that we couldn't take up an acceptance of his nomination tonight if folks were in agreement, and that would fill the 2 available seats. We do have some pending meetings coming up for our regular quarterly TIF review.
Well, thank you, Amber.
Yep.
I will now entertain a motion. Well, is there any further discussion, first of all? Yes, Gail.
When I was getting ready to do the oath today, I went to my appointments, and I noticed that, and maybe I was sleeping through something, I don't know, but when we did the appointments back on June 24th, we tabled the downtown TIF Oversight Committee. So I don't know if we've revisited that, because I don't know that I've done oaths. I think I had oaths, and then we tabled because there were some questions. So if we appoint her, I don't know that we've already appointed other people that were already on it. So I'm a little bit confused. And I didn't have time to go back and see if we did appointments.
We tabled it because there were turnover on the names that were presented to us on the list, and we knew that there were 2 open seats, which is why we got busy sort of talking up the seats and asking the chamber to consider who they'd like to appoint. So we did table that, and it may mean that the whole newly comprised committee needs to take the oath.
I need to know who they are so I can do appointments. Because I had Vicky Allward, Billy Finley, Matt Dubois, and Aaron Merrill, and I think Aaron might be off.
She was off, and we had
Okay.
these 2 other vacant seats. So
Okay, so if we do anything with her, if you people do anything tonight, then we need to also do something with the other people. And then, I don't know that we have you, because you must be, I didn't look to the selectmen appointments to see if they had appointed you either, so I'm kind of confused, just a little bit.
We can just focus on this individual tonight, and Gail and I can get together, and if we need to put the other folks on the agenda for next time to officially do it, we can.
Okay?
All right, so we move to do a decision. I need a first and a second.
I move that we appoint Jennifer Olson to the Downtown TIF Committee.
Second?
Okay, we got a first from Kevin, a second from Elijah. All those in favor?
I'm just going to abstain.
Motion carries 4-0. Amber abstains.
I guess
That lady here tonight?
And so the question for your consideration would be whether you want to take up Luke York tonight, given that confirmation was provided to me today by email, that their board would like to unanimously nominate him to fill the seat.
So, again, do you want to have a discussion?
With that information, yeah, we can discuss it, I guess. Yep, I move that we go into discussion on Luke York as far as his nomination goes to the Downtown TIF Committee.
I need a second.
I'll second that.
A first and a second from Kevin and Eli. Sorry,
Yep. no,
Ethan?
Yep. The other-
Any more discussion?
I would have,
No, just that it was a unanimous decision by the Chamber of Commerce, and, you know, you got an email confirmation, you said?
Yep.
That he was into it.
yep.
Yep.
Okay.
So we have him fill out an application?
I will have, I can certainly ask that he retroactively do that. I think it just didn't get in time for tonight.
Were there others to consider at that time? Is there any, like, negative implications of doing it quickly?
A member of my staff serves on the Chamber Board of Directors, and so I asked her for work, to do some work on their board to identify whose name they'd want to put forward. So this is the name that she confirmed this afternoon they would like to put forward.
Excellent. All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. All right, we're going to move on to, oh,
We have a-
yes.
Is there any particular reason why these two people aren't here to represent themselves?
There is no requirement that any person nominating themselves to do town volunteerism has to show up at these meetings. It can be helpful for people to meet them if they're not known, but it's not a requirement.
Okay, thank you. Be nice to know who they are.
All right, we're going to move on to item 3, discussion and decision to appoint Aaron Crocker as the local health officer for the town of Skowhegan.
So moved.
We have a first
Second.
from Amber and a second from Kevin. Discussion.
Brian, I assume that comes with training, and he's completed that, and we're good
Yes.
to go. Okay.
Yeah, he recently completed it.
Yep.
If I may just add to that, it is in your packet, his certification. It expires in 2028. But Aaron, he's been here 4 months. He's completely done all the training required to be a code officer, local health officer, local plumbing inspector, so on and so forth. He's got all of those certifications within 4 months. So he's fully certified to serve the community at this point.
That's great. All right, any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Yes,
Can I ask a question? I don't mean to be a pain.
go ahead.
But back on downtown TIF, when Amber abstained from Jen's, did she abstain? Was it 5-0
It
on
was
Luke?
4-0, 5-0 on Luke. She didn't abstain.
There's
on
no
Luke.
reason for me to abstain on Luke.
Okay, but I thought you did because you were the chairperson of the committee.
That has no bearing
Has no-
on a
okay.
conflict. The conflict with
You
Jen is
did,
that she
Jen,
works for me.
okay, all
Yeah.
right. I just wanted to clarify.
Yep, thank you.
All right, we're going to move on to item 4. Discussion and decision to approve the expenditure and authorize Nicholas Nadeau to sign a lease renewal with ChargePoint for a dual port charging station in the downtown municipal parking lot. The expenditure will come from the downtown TIF reserve account, downtown TIF designation. 2 options being provided. The first one is a 1-year lease at $3,000, and the second one is a 5-year lease at $12,600. Both options need to be paid upfront. The downtown TIF existing account has undesignated balance of $15,465.77 as of April 27th, 2025. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion for discussion, as written.
Great.
Second.
Okay, we have a first and a second from Elijah and Amber. Brian?
I just need some details on what this is. A charging station for electric vehicles? Is that
Yes,
correct?
it's an EV charging station. It's a dual port system that we have a lease agreement for. This is just an annual subscription. It's required in order for that unit to even operate. Without the subscription, it's useless. They would actually have to come and, if this doesn't get approved tonight, they'll come and remove the equipment. It'll be non-existent. It's
Was
a
this-
network required unit in order for
Right.
it to operate.
can I ask, the purpose of this was probably to bring folks to downtown? Was that the
Yeah,
intention?
I was on the TIF committee when this was first addressed, and Sam Height was getting ready to bring in EVs and had a concern to make sure that we were a friendly town for electric vehicles. It is a service to the community, so there was a cost analysis done on different companies and whether to buy machines or lease them. The decision was made to lease them and use TIF funds to do that because the TIF, as designed right now, does allow us to make investments in public infrastructure that help improve the value of the experience in the town. So it's TIF monies that are set aside to do this.
Are we aware of like the ease of access or the effectiveness for like a variety of electric vehicles? Like, is this the one? Or just curious as the technology changes quickly.
It's the general port, the low charging, the low speed, not the high speed charging port that is crosses lots of different EV brands. Tesla is the one that's completely different.
Yep.
So Tesla is not always interchangeable with other EVs. The nice thing about this contract is that it comes with the maintenance program. So there was recently some vandalism to it, and the company takes care of that under the program. It is not breaking even on its cost, and so one thing we might look at as a town going forward is how does the pricing structure on it compare to other places to charge in town. I think you could probably get away with charging more if we wanted to not incur,
Sure.
make it break even, but.
So this is just for the equipment itself? This doesn't cover the electricity that they're using?
No, we're paying roughly, an estimate here, $250 a year in electricity on top of whichever direction you go, if it's 12,600 or the 3,000.
But is that offset by the users that are paying? They're plugging in?
No.
No?
The total revenue generated for the last 5 years gross was $2,200.
So it covered the
So,
250, but,
so we're at a net loss of right around $10,000 for 5 years.
right, with a lease.
It's cost $10,000 to operate it.
But it does make some money, which covers.
Negligible,
It
yes.
covers electricity. Yeah, okay.
To true that up, you'd need both ports used more often, or you would need to increase the pricing. And so
we
I
have
think,
authority
I
to
think the issue with that charging station is it's super fast, relatively speaking, if only one port is being used. As soon as you use both ports together, it halves the speed. So you're sitting there for an hour or more. If you're shopping downtown, if you can shop downtown for more than an hour, it might be useful. Or if you're working downtown, it's just, the numbers, from my perspective, just don't make sense.
Yeah, so it's really, are we getting an offset from this, from the businesses being conducted, from the people that use these particular charging ports? Or do we have the actual usage? I know there's $250 worth of electricity, but how many times, how many hits is that to use that $250?
So in
that came
5 years,
That came in
it's,
our spreadsheet, that's in our.
yeah, 673 total sessions.
673,
Yeah.
so that's quite a few.
Right around
uses.
9,000 kilowatt hours used.
And that's in 1 year? Or is that? in the
5
whole-
years.
That's it.
Oh,
5 years,
okay.
yeah, that's
Oh,
over
That-
5
that's kinda
years.
some. I was gonna say, that would
So
be
in
twice a day, but no, it's
2021, when it was first installed, there was 47 sessions. 22 was 101, 23 was 169, 24 was 235, and then 2025 so far is 121.
So it's increased every year as people find it?
Yeah, and I have checked all of the apps that are available for folks who have electric vehicles, and it's listed in all of them. So it's accessible that way.
It's 135 people a year coming in, so
Most of the use, no surprise, is from Skowhegan.
I
Yeah.
would have guessed.
Janet,
No, actually, yeah.
I don't know where these are downtown. I have a hybrid, but I don't have to plug in.
Right behind the Chamber of
Right
Commerce.
behind the chamber, okay. So people come into town can use that in their travels, these people from out of state that have electric, because in Maine it's not really great, but anyway. We have these charging stations up to Hannaford. I know that doesn't do anything for downtown, but we have to remember that our taxes are everywhere, not just downtown. If we have charging stations up there that are not costing our town anything, why are we just trying to make people go shop downtown when they can just sit in their car wherever? They might not even be shopping down there, and we're $10,000 in the hole. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, so it would work out to, if there was 230, 250 hits on those per year, that would work out, they would have to spend at least $50 a piece to break even on the, in the downtown. So I'm not sure if that's realistic or not.
Right.
That's for the 5-year lease, yeah.
Yes.
As a taxpayer, I still think it's a waste of the taxpayers' money. Over that longevity, the numbers just don't add up.
Thank you. Yes, Amber?
Can you argue, in an equitable argument here, can you argue that there are taxpayer funds spent to maintain gas stations in this town? Licensing, permitting, inspections?
None of that.
We put them next to the bathroom so the cops keep on track of those too.
Any, if you'd like to speak, you've got to come to the mic, please.
Yes, sir,
Thank
thank you.
you. Any further questions?
I think the only other thing I would say is that, again, this is coming out of the downtown TIF pot of funds, which has a designated purpose to support economic development and value brought to the downtown. So that's what it's for.
All right. Anybody else? Seeing no more discussion, I'll now entertain a vote. All those in favor? All those opposed?
Putting these downtown.
The motion.
Or the 1 year, or the 3, or the 5 years?
Uh,
Either one?
I'm in favor of none of them. We can do it again. All those in favor of option 1? All those opposed?
Wait.
So
We have a
there's
very
two options.
Down.
So there are two options. You need a first and a second on either option. Eli opened it up for discussion. It was seconded for discussion. So there is no concrete motion on the table for which to approve in your first and your second.
Okay, for the first option, do I have a motion to discuss the 1-year lease at $3,000?
I
Go ahead.
would be happy to make a motion to approve the lease, a 1-year lease of $3,000.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a first from Elijah and a second from Amber for the first option. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion fails 3-2. For the second option, a 5-year lease at $12,600. Do I have a motion?
I will make a motion to approve a 5-year lease at $12,600.
We have a first from Elijah. Do we have a second?
I'll second for the sake, I'm not sure why we're taking this up again, since you all are not in favor.
Trying to go through the motions.
Okay, I'm happy to second it. I'm in favor at whatever level.
All right, so Amber's a second. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion fails 3-2. All right, we're now going to move on to decision 5. Discussion and decision to accept the athletic complex Phase 2, Part 2 bid. Can I have a motion, please?
I make a motion to accept the Ranger Athletic Complex Phase 2, Part 2 bid contingent upon the receipt of pending $3 million in grant funds and clarification on the bid specs.
I'll second that.
We have a first from Amber and a second from Ethan. Discussion.
I'll just add that we had two responses to this bid that went out, and that the bids that came in on July 10th. As a reminder, Ranger's bid came in at 2.096 million. Sergeant's bid came in at 3.803 million. Ranger is the construction company that's been doing the work to date. And when we ask for clarification of bid specs as a contingency, that is to make sure that Nick has the opportunity to check the à la carte list of items that are in that bid and make sure that's exactly what we want, or ask for alternative ways of satisfying those à la carte items. So we would like that opportunity, and of course, that further work on Phase 2, Part 2 is contingent upon the CDS grant coming in.
Yes, and that will still contain the bid alternatives as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Corey?
Just want to make sure that somebody makes sure Ranger is okay with accepting a bid, and it's hinging on whether we get the money. We don't want to tie ourselves up for a $2 million project that we certainly don't have the money for.
Yeah, we talked to them. We confirmed. And I'll just add, to be clear, the action that the board is taking right now, we can't sign the contract. Like, the contract's not valid until those contingencies that we just listed are met, which includes the securing of the $3 million. So.
Any further comments? Seeing none? All those in favor to accept the athletic complex Phase 2, Part 2 bid? Motion carries 5-0. On the remaining items, we've decided to postpone the discussion until next meeting. That includes items 6, 7, 8, and 9.
Someone should make a motion to table those items.
Yeah, I move that we table items 6, 7, 8, and 9 till our next meeting, till we have further time to review.
I have a first from Kevin. I need a 2nd.
I'll second that.
I have a second from Ethan. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. These items will be tabled until next meeting. Okay, we're going to move on to the treasurer's warrants. Do I have a motion?
I'm going to abstain.
I make a motion to approve as written.
I second that.
We have a first from Ethan, a second from Kevin. Discussion. Seeing no discussion, I'll take a vote. All those in favor?
Oop, sorry, I'm abstaining.
Motion carries 4-0. Amber abstains. So now we're at unfinished business. We have the fire station, Hilton Bridge. I'm not sure about job descriptions and policies and ordinances. I believe we've already had that discussion in the last meeting with the planning board. So that's all in the open. Some of these ordinances are being adjusted. Brian's working on them. He's working on a camping ordinance on our public property. And also, we're working on some property maintenance ordinances. Aside from that, if anybody has any comment, please step to the mic. Yes, hold on.
Can we just add to outstanding business, Gail's need to get oaths from the TIF committee? And as part of that, I know Whitney, you joined the Downtown TIF Advisory Committee, and there was one other select board member that did as well, was there? Or is it
It was
just
you.
you and I?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So the camping thing, does that also going to include people just like sleeping on steps, sidewalks, whatever? No tent involved, but just, it's kind of camping out without a tent.
In the public areas, we don't mind people staying there and enjoying it. They need to pick up their trash. They can't loiter there. And they can't be doing drugs or drinking alcohol.
But like sleeping overnight, if it was like
No,
on
they-
steps or
They
something?
can't sleep overnight.
Okay, because when they get up in the morning, they're gonna have to use a bathroom.
It's a public area, and there should be no camping overnight there.
Okay, so to include just yourself?
That's right.
And well, this is just unfinished business. We'll actually talk about this when it's an agenda item, so there'll be opportunity to talk more about this.
All right. Do we have any other business? Seeing no other business, I would entertain.
I probably should have gotten up earlier, but I just wanted to quickly say that, yes, as everybody knows, the ATV Club had to shut down their new trail, unfortunately, due to a landowner issue, and I wanted to let everybody know that we are in talks, negotiation, you could say, in hopes to open the trail, at least for the rest of this season. So fingers crossed, and, yeah, and we'll see what we can get going. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no other business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second? Hi. Oh, well, there.
It's almost, I have it. Yeah, I just need to get IT to wipe it and reset it for him, and I'll connect with him to get it to him. I tackled that one. Of course. Have a great day. Good seeing you.
Right.
Nick, I'm gonna send you a recap of who is still on
Thank you.
the TIF
That way I
Advisory
can-
Committee for the next,
And I'm sorry we.
Now, I don't know, this seems like an expensive solution to a pretty simple problem. I'm not sure what else is available out there, but I think we need to take a look at some other options for. Yeah. Oh, is that right? Yeah. So you've been out there that far with it then, huh? Yeah?
Yes.
Denver? When you travel to Denver? Wow, that's a haul, an electric vehicle.
Our son traveled from Brunswick to.
Oh, that's right.
So there's enough charging stations out there now then?
There was just one sweaty day. That was in National Park, 'cause there are no chargers, and you went in and you parked your car for the day. It was 105 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
So Tesla met your son.
you did.
Right.
And they got back, and they had to drive.
With the water way down.
With the windows down?
And they made a rule. He said, voices
Understand.
And Tesla has, they have all kinds. Charger. charge Middlebury has a desktop charger and it's 3.5 hours.
Oh, that's the law. But when you're a kid, you don't think of those things. But anyways, I went down to see how that was, and then I saw that the son was ignored. Two great people.
Yeah, great. I'm so happy to have him home and have his help with all that.
Sure.
Yeah, so what does he do?
He's
The
general
Tesla
manager
chargers
of
that
the
are up
Rear
at
Garden
the
Restaurant.
Hannaford.
He just
They have
graduated
Tesla, and then
from
they have
college.
some the more generic ones up there. How did those get installed? You guys know how that happened?
Yeah, he graduated with a psychology and a data analysis minor. He's a sharp kid and he cares about town and.
He represents.
You don't have the attachment.
Oh, good, good. I'm happy to have him home. Don't forget I need signatures. Yes, I'm coming. And I usually.
But I'm just curious as to how those got up there. That particular spot was chosen. Why something more suitable for the town?
Tesla.
Okay, I read it all digitally online, and I figure if it lives digitally, I'm happy with that. I can go find it again if I need to. Okay, so do you want a physical copy at all? In the meeting, it
Yep.
could be helpful to help follow along. If people have questions about the specific, might be prep for the
It might be the hair.
all digital. Okay, all right, just making sure. All right, great.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you.
I think.
So I'm wondering.
Charger from Quebec City is Jackman.
Is Jack? Yeah.
Jackman, and they have Tesla chargers and Tesla chargers.
Here we go, you ready?
And then we are the next closest. Jackman here, and then